Hello everyone and welcome to the Void Between Reality and the Land of Heckin' Nerds. My name is Brian, aka He of the Void, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Power of the Primes Leader Class Optimus Primal. And this is an updated take on his appearance from the Beast Wars cartoon. This was part of a fan vote to decide who the new Prime would be. And this one actually kind of surprised me that they picked Optimus because I would have thought the fans would have gone for Starsaber since he was a choice. And that was the one I voted for, even though I am very happy with the figure we got. So this is part of the leader class sort of ethos for Power of the Primes. It was the Prime Evolution, in which they would depict the pre-Prime character evolving into their Prime character. So we did Power of the Prime's Optimus Prime. So obviously that was Orion Pax into Optimus Prime. So this is the original Optimus Primal as he would turn into his big monkey mode. First things first, we will give you the customary look at Lay Noggin. And I apologize for how hard this guy is going to be to get on screen. I have had to move the camera so far back. But the noggin, yeah, it's kind of perfect, isn't it? This is almost one-to-one of how it looked on screen for the Beast Wars cartoon. This is pretty darn good, guys. It is good head sculpt. Head sculpt is good. Good head sculpt. You will also notice that in his little chest piece here, oh, come on, stand up straight. He does have a matrix. And for some reason, the matrix is blue. I've kind of come to call this the Savage Matrix, or the Matrix once it's been taken over by the Beast Formers. Because in the cartoon, this form was achieved when they saved a dying Optimus Prime, and Optimus Primal took Optimus's spark in his body, and he became the big giant orange and blue guy we see here. As for articulation, the shoulders are on a ratchet. Forgot. The head can go 360. You can sort of push the arms in. That's more for transformation than anything else, but you do get some pretty good arm movement. You get bend at the elbow. The thumb is articulated, and then he can open his hand. His waist is basically for transformation, but it can do a full 360. You do have to unpeg the entire figure hanging off of his back to do that. And he does have ratchets at his hips. He can kick out and do the splits. He can kick back that far, but again, you have to get the figure on his back out of the way and kick forward that far. And he does have some toe articulation. So for what he is, he's actually decently posable. And I'm overall impressed with it. And yes, he is, again, he's going to be so hard to get in frame because of how tall he is. Like, he is a big boy. As for accessories, he does come with these two guns, which he can hold on his thumbs, like so. Or you can connect them together for one big gun. And it looks absolutely ridiculous because of how it's just hanging off the thumb and not in the actual hand. But one cool thing you can do with it, and this was something that was done in the show, you can move this portion down. You can split the guns, and you can give him his cannon, his chest cannons, like you did like he had in the cartoon. So yeah, this is a pretty stellar robot mode. The giant super robot. This is pretty darn good. Decent posability, very accurate to the cartoon, other than the big slabs of kibble hanging off his back. Yeah, I'm very happy with this robot mode. So before we get into the transformations for this, or the actual robot, we're going to take a look at this unit first. We'll pull that out of the way. So this unit is, I have to admit, the engineering is pretty good on here, because he has to be a robot mode, sort of a headmaster, a backpack, and a vehicle. I think it's pretty impressive engineering. So first we'll do the vehicle, then we'll do Optimus Primal, and then we'll do the monkey mode and all the other stuff with the main figure. So first things first, we're going to turn Optimus Primal, or Optimal Optimus's head around and push it into there. Then we're just going to maneuver that so it sits flush, and maneuver that like so. And you have this sort of space cruiser mode, and also serves another purpose we'll get to when he's in monkey mode. And it looks decent enough. I mean, yeah, it's just a giant, it's just a figure hanging off of a small spaceship, but it does the job. So to go into Optimus Primal mode, we will first unpeg that and just leave it for now. Then we will take the legs and just sling them down. Then we will fold up these shoulder pads and come in here and fold up the head. And you can do one of two things with this part. You can well, first you're just going to peg that into the back, and you can leave it like this, but I think that kind of looks ridiculous because the matrix is just hanging off his butt. But he has good enough heels that we can, in fact, just fold that up and it will stay, and I think that looks a little better. I'll have to readjust the camera, but first we will give you a customary look at Lay Noggin ×2. Yeah, it's Optimus Primal's head in it. The head sculpts on these figures are just, or on this figure, I guess, are just kind of great. Nothing to complain. And he very much, as I will lower this and zoom in, he is very much in his colors from the cartoon. He does not have his own monkey mode, but he this feels like a Cybertronian Optimus Primal. In a way, this mode kind of reminds me of what they tried to, or what Lee Jane tried to do with, or what they did with the Guerrilla Leader Commander of Justice figure. I will never miss an opportunity to say that name. Where they were going for a more robotic Cybertronian mode, or throughout the whole thing, or Cybertronian form, I should say. And it looks pretty good. No complaints here. We'll go ahead and get this back into vehicle mode, and then we'll go with him over to the other part of the figure. So first things first, we're just going to fold in the shoulder pads. We're going to connect the arms to the thighs, like so and like so. Then we're going to take, oh wait, I did that in the wrong order. You have to do that first. My bad. So we'll just swing these in like that. Then we'll peg these in to the thighs. Yeah, the hips, actually. Then we'll take these sections and just fold them up. And those will swing in and peg into place. Like so. And like so. And then just open his chest and fold down the head, and then fold that in like that. And sometimes a little easier said than done. You have to remember how to do this, how to get that flush. And there you go, there's the vehicle mode. We'll bring that off to the side. We will bring in the big bot thing. So to get this into monkey mode, first things first, we're going to take off these armor pieces and connect those to the back of the figure, like so, or to the back of the arms, I'm sorry, like that. Then we're going to take these sections here, and they're going to unclip, and then you're just going to slide them down like that. Then we will come to the back of the figure. We're going to fold out these little wing parts. And you're going to unpeg the knees from the blue part here and just fold that down. And that will slide and click into place. One thing I do really like about this figure that I think more figures should do is that once you have the parts you're moving in position, they click into place so you know that's where they are supposed to go. I think that's a really good engineering choice, and it lets you know that, okay, yes, I do have that in the right position. So then we're going to take this whole section and swing it around 180, and then we're going to come in here, fold up the head, and you're also going to twist it as you turn it around. And then we're just going to get the arms situated like this. And there you go. There you have... Oh, and fold these in. I forgot. Now, there you go. There you have Optimus in his MONKE mode. Yes, I will continue to do that joke every time we review an Optimus Primal toy. I live for memes. I would die without them. So, for the MONKE mode, I do like it. There's just one giant problem, and it is just this gigantic hollow part in the back. Now, there are third-party kits for this, but they cost as much as the figure, and I did not feel like purchasing them. But there is a way to fill in the gap, and I'll show it to you in a moment. But we will also give you a look at the MONKE face. Yeah, it's a good head sculpt. All the head sculpts on this thing are great. Nothing really more to say other than head sculpt is good. Good head sculpt. So, the way he interacts with this thing is you can have him ride it as a skateboard. So there are these tabs or these slots on his feet, and then there are tabs here and here, and you can just, sometimes a little easier said than done because you can't really see what's going on the bottom here. Come on. That, and like that, and then like that, and like that, and you can have him flying on his surfboard. And I think that looks pretty cool. They did repaint this into this weird, I think it was for a skateboarder's shoes. They called it Shreddimus Maximus, where they painted this black, and he had a little skate park ramp, and it was a skating monkey, which, if you're not cool with that, I'm not cool with you. But anyway, the other thing we can do with that's his foot, comes right off because mushroom pegs. Haven't done that one in a while. So yeah, there it is. That comes off. That is the MONKE on a skateboard. So what we can do with this is we can unpeg this. Unpeg that for now. We can take, actually I think that stays in. We can take this, there are two little tabs on the side, and that's going to go into two slots on his back here. And that'll slot in like that. And we can take this, and there's a peg here and a slot there, and that's going to peg, and we got to kind of hunch him over for this. It's sometimes a little easier said than done. And then you can take the guns and give him an anti-aircraft gun, which I think does look kind of cool, other than the fact it kind of looks like he's about to pop a squat. But yeah, I like the MONKE with the aircraft carrier. Now, there is one other thing you can do with this, and I will show it, even though it is absolutely ridiculous. I think it is honestly terrible. There is a jet mode, and it was included in the original figure. There was also a tank mode, but this doesn't have that, although there is a third-party kit to give him that. So what we're going to do is fold in the head, and we're going to get him pretty much back into the robot mode. So just fold that out and that out, or slot them up and they will click. Then you will fold the knees out like so. Those will come off constantly, by the way. Then you're just going to come back here, make sure the wings are folded out. You're going to fold his feet up. They're supposed to peg together, but they really don't have a peg to do that. Then we will take these out like this, fold them forward, like so. This one in particular really likes coming out, like so and like so. Then we will take these wing bits on the side and swing them around like that and like that. Then we will take this whole section, fold that like so. What's that? Okay. Yeah, like that. And that tab is going to play, or that slot is going to peg in here like this. And we do have to move the legs down a little bit. So that's going to fold in like that. And then we can fold in the guns, or plug in the guns. And there you go. You have his jet mode, which looks as ridiculous as it did in the original toy. This is terrible. I understand why they included it, because it is in the show and it is in the original toy, but it is patently ridiculous. But at the same time, I kind of like it, even though it is really terrible and really stupid. So to get the robot mode, or the super robot mode, back together, we're just going to stand up the figure, come back here and fold in these wing bits. And I'll have to raise the camera for the rest of this. Swing the arms around like that. We'll fold this up and move it back. Turn the waist 180. Just turn and fold in these wings. Then we'll take this section, take the guns off, form the chest like that, bring this down, and that will snap into place. Then fold up his head, which is sometimes a little easier said than done. Camera, you can do it. There we go. And then snap that in and fold that around. And there are two tabs, or two slots here, and two tabs here. And those are going to go ahead and just fold that in, and you will hear a nice snap when you get it right. Then just make sure this part is connected. And then we can give him his guns, like so. And then we can take the shield pieces, turn the arms around, turn the fists around. We can plug these up here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. Like so. Turn the arm around, turn the fist around, unpeg that, peg that up here. And then just get him straightened out. And there you go. There you have Optimal Optimus back in his fully combined Super Robot mode. Do I recommend the figure for my final thoughts? Absolutely. This is a great figure. This was a surprise hit for me, and I actually like this figure more than Power of the Prime's Optimus Prime. This was just sort of an out of left field sort of figure, and it honestly has no right to be as good as it is. Yeah, if you can find this guy at a decent price in the secondary market, absolutely pick this guy up. He is fantastic. I am sort of hoping that we get an updated version of this figure in Power of the Prime or Age of the Primes, or Forward, since we're going to all different sorts of universes and unveiling the primes and things like that. I would love to see this guy get an updated look. But as he is, he's a great figure. I couldn't recommend him highly enough. So, I'm asking you to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my links down below for all the places you can find me and support me. It is now time for me to start advertising this. I will be attending the Maryland Toy Expo at the State Fairgrounds in Timonium on November the 1st. I believe that's a Saturday. I have been going to Maryland Toy Expo every year since I found it. It is done twice a year, once in June and once in November. And if you can think of it, it's probably there. There are a ton of vendors selling a lot of really cool vintage toys, and you might have the chance to find this guy, as I will be, of course, handing out crisp high fives and the manliest of hugs. So look out for that. Definitely get your tickets. They do tend to go pretty quickly online, but it is an amazing vintage toy fair, and I recommend everyone go to it if you're in the area. So yeah, that's all for today. Remember, growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Be curious, be playful, and above all else, be kind. And I will see you next time.